Okay, what's up, future CPAs? Listen, if you're a Gen Z accountancy student grinding away for the board exams, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're tossing out the boring textbook lectures. This isn't just a regular review, it's a specialized brain hack designed to optimize your memory, encode some seriously high-yield data, and help you completely ace your Philippine excise taxes under the train law for the LECPA. We are targeting exactly what you need for Quiz 3.
All right, let's dive right in.
Here is our game plan for today. 1. LECPA brain retention hacks. 2. Fuel, petroleum rates. 3. Cars, automobile brackets. 4. Sugar, sweetened beverages. And 5. An active recall bullet review. So that agenda, it's basically your brain's advanced organizer. We're setting up mental folders before we even drop the heavy tax rates on you. How do we actually make these numbers stick in your head for the next 3 years until you take your boards? Well, we're using a psychological cheat code called cognitive chunking. You see, the human brain totally struggles to memorize a massive list of random taxes. So we're hacking your memory by breaking the train law excise taxes down into 3 easy-to-digest chunks: fuel, cars, and sugar.
Now, you might be noticing something a little different about this explainer. Look at the stark white background. We have intentionally stripped away absolutely all the visual clutter. No fancy graphics, zero distractions. Why? Because we want your neural pathways to focus 100% of their processing power on encoding the exact high-yield data points you need for Quiz 3.
All right, chunk number 1, fuel, petroleum rates, and exemptions. Let's open up that first mental folder. Categorical tables like this are absolutely the best way for your brain to process specific rates. Let's walk through it systematically, from most expensive to least. Up at the top, premium unleaded and regular gasoline sit at 10 pesos per liter. Stepping down, diesel is 6 pesos. Kerosene is 5. Aviation turbojet fuel is 4. And finally, LPG is 3 pesos per kilogram. Just lock that descending order in your mind. 10, 6, 5, 4, 3. But hey, the really crucial point here isn't just knowing what gets taxed, it's knowing what doesn't. Board examiners absolutely love setting traps with exemptions. You gotta remember these 2 specific conditions. First, naphtha and pyrolysis gasoline are exempt, but only, and I mean only, when used as a raw material for petrochemicals or refining. Second, petroleum sold to international carriers is exempt, provided it's for use outside the Philippines. If they consume it locally, bam, it's taxed.
Okay, stop right there. Let's test that neural pathway we literally just built. Think back to our table. What is the specific tax rate for aviation turbojet fuel? Actually, say it out loud or lock it in your head right now. Yup, it's 4 pesos per liter. If you got that, your active recall is firing on all cylinders. Validating that memory right now helps cement it for the long haul. Let's move immediately into our next chunk. Chunk number 2, cars, automobile brackets, and exemptions.
Let's drill these brackets into your head. The train law structured these progressively based on the net manufacturer's or importer's selling price. Up to 600,000 pesos, it's a pretty low 4%. But notice how aggressively the rates scale up. Over 600K to a million, 10%. Over a million to 4 million hits 20%. And those luxury vehicles over 4 million, they get slammed with a massive 50% excise tax rate. Now, acronyms are practically a cheat code for recalling long, complex lists under the pressure of a timed exam. When you think of automobile exemptions, I just want you to think BTS Jeep. Buses, trucks, special purpose vehicles, jeepneys, and purely electric vehicles. Plus, don't forget your single cab chassis and cargo vans. Basically, if it fits the BTS Jeep profile, it's exempt. Now check out this stark contrast, because this right here is a classic trap on Quiz 3. Examiners will absolutely try to trip you up on hybrids. Purely electric vehicles, the E in our BTS Jeep mnemonic, are 100% exempt. But hybrid vehicles, they still pay tax, it's just slashed in half. They're taxed at 50% of whatever applicable rate they fall under in those brackets we just memorized. Moving to chunk 3, sugar, sweetened beverage tax rates. Visualizing these side by side is going to permanently lock this difference in your mind. Standard caloric and non-caloric sweeteners are taxed at 6 pesos per liter, but high fructose corn syrup, or HFCS, that gets hit with exactly double the tax rate, 12 pesos per liter. If you see HFCS on the exam, just remember it's the heavily penalized sweetener, 12 instead of 6. For sweetened beverage exemptions, you really just need a simple mental shortcut. Think healthy stuff and coffee.
All milk products, 100% natural fruit and vegetable juices, medically indicated meal replacements, and everyone's favorite study fuel, coffee. Whether it's ground, instant, or prepackaged, these all completely dodge the sugar tax.
Section 4, Active Recall Bullet Review.
Okay, we've covered the 3 chunks. Now we're entering a rapid-fire active recall review to stress test your brain and cement everything straight into your long-term memory. Quick, high fructose corn syrup. What is the exact tax rate per liter? Shout it out in your head.
Boom, 12 pesos. Remember, it's exactly double the standard 6 peso rate for normal sweeteners. Next question. Picture that side-by-side comparison we just did in the cars folder. What is the tax rate for a hybrid vehicle?
Right, it's 50% of the applicable bracket rate. Do not confuse hybrids with purely electric vehicles, which are fully exempt.
Throwing you all the way back to our very first chunk. Let's see if that fuel folder is still intact in your memory. Diesel, fuel, oil tax rate per liter. 6 pesos per liter, slotted perfectly right below the 10 peso unleaded rate and just above the 5 peso kerosene rate. Final question. This is the ultimate test of your encoding today. Unpack the acronym. What exactly does the BTS Jeep mnemonic stand for when it comes to automobile exemptions? Buses, trucks, special purpose vehicles, jeepneys, purely electric vehicles, plus your cargo vans and single cab chassis. Incredible work. Your brain is now officially optimized for these Philippine excise tax rates. You've bypassed your short-term memory and encoded the exact data you need. Now, take this momentum, trust your active recall, and go absolutely destroy Quiz 3. But as you walk into that exam room, ask yourself this. If these few tax shifts can drastically alter consumer behavior across an entire nation, what other hidden powers will you wield as a future CPA? Keep analyzing, keep hacking, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.